I'm in Shenandoah National Park, and this is the parking area for the Limberlost Trail. This is just a mile or so south of Skyland. Yep, there it is. My little red car. Side view because the sun's shining in my eyes if I give you the rear view. And we're going to walk over here and see if we can find, and I think that's it right there, the beginnings of the Old Rag Fireroad. One of the old ancient roads up here. Starts over here by Skyland and it runs east all the way over to Old Rag, Virginia. I'll point that out when I do the map talk. Old Rag, Virginia is an extinct census designated place now, but they still show it on the old maps. So anyway, we're gonna take a little hike along this old fire road here. The elevation is 3350. Okay, well the parking lot's right there. Just follow the paved road right down here to where it says Fire Road, no parking. There's the chain across the road, so I guess this is it right here. And as soon as you get over there, it's a gravel road, which is what I was expecting. Half a mile into my hike. It's been really flat. The elevation here is 3280, and that's where I came from. And when you get down to here, here's the intersection with the Limberlost Trail. The Limberlost Trail crosses over here from left. There's a sign there, left to right. Limberlost continuing, and the Old Rag Fire Road continues on this way, so we're going to keep heading this way. Here's some of the headwaters heading down. These will be heading down into White Oak Canyon. I'm standing on the road. There's where I came from, and this looks like a low point. Here's the other side, heading on down to White Oak Canyon. And from here it looks like the road heads on up and we start to climb elevation again. One mile into my hike, I've been climbing a little bit. The elevation here is 3,300 feet, and there's a turnoff here for the horse trail if you want to go to White Oak Falls or Big Meadows. Veer off to the right and follow that horse trail, or go straight, which is what I'm going to do. Which is, well, it says Syria and Nethers. on the other side. Nethers was another little village over on the east side of the mountain. So let's just keep on heading this way to the east. .1 miles into my hike. I'm up to 3320, and that's where I came from, hiking along the Old Rag Fireroad. And you get up here to kind of a hairpin turn. There's a hairpin turn right here, and on the outside of the turn is another trail heading off to the left here. It's blazed yellow, and on the metal band it says if you take this, you take yourself back up to Skyland, 1 mile. So doesn't look like it's heavily traveled. I have to come investigate that sometime too. But today we're gonna keep on heading. I'm planning to hike. There's about a 2 mile stretch of this Old Rag Road that I never hiked, so I'm hiking it today. When I get over to an area where I've hiked it from the other direction, I'm going to turn around. .2 miles into my hike. The elevation here is 3320. And I just stepped off the Old Rag Fireroad to look in here. This is indicated on my map, indicated as a ranger station. I don't know if it still is. Used to be, I guess. Looks kind of boarded up now. The Old Rag Fireroad's right out there, so when you're hiking to the east the way I am, it'd be off to the right. So I'll come in here and just take, it doesn't look like anybody's here, I'll take a few still pictures and then continue on. Just thought I'd point this out. As I've been hiking along this old fire road, every so often you'll see these little turnouts like this. Some of them go out at like 90 degrees like this one, some of them are on an angle. But I guess they put them in here so that if you run into somebody coming the other way, you don't have to go too far before somebody can turn off into one of these and let the other person pass. Now I'm on a downslope heading down this way, down to about 3,000 feet. Two miles into my hike. The elevation here is 2980, and this is my turnaround point. This is the intersection with Corbin Mountain Trail. Here's the Old Rag Fireroad. That's the way I came from, coming down here. And the intersection with Corbin Mountain Trails on the left. Heads off in that direction. And like I said earlier, if you keep following this down far enough, you'll end up down at the extinct village of Oldrag, Virginia. And that takes you down onto a network of fire roads and things that eventually takes you to Old Rag Mountain and the big parking lot there to where people park to climb Old Rag Mountain. So one of these days I may come back here and hike this trail a ways, but for today this is going to be my turnaround spot. I see the silver colored sign down there. Those are usually the fishing regulations. I'll go take a picture of that. Right now fishing is temporarily suspended because of the dry conditions. But I'll take a picture of you so you can see what the regs are here. They vary from stream to stream. So going down this Corbin Mountain Trail, we'll see what the regs are here. This is a map of today's hike. The quadrangle name is Old Rag Mountain, 1994. And I hiked about a 2-mile stretch of the Old Rag Fireroad that I haven't previously hiked. This red line is Skyline Drive. The Skyland Resort's right up here. So you come down on Skyline Drive maybe a mile south of the resort, and you look for a sign that says Limberlost Trail, and you turn it down a little road and you park right there. Now there's two main things you can do from here. One is you can get on the Limberlost Trail, which comes down this way. Actually the whole Limberlost Trail is not shown on this map from 1994. It stops here, but later on they added another piece that comes around in a loop. So that's the Limberlost. And then you can also get on the Old Rag Fireroad, which is the old road that started out up here at Skyland and went all the way to a extinct village called Old Rag, Virginia. I'll show you that in a minute. So I hiked this stretch of the old fire road. It's relatively flat. Now you'll see you cross a stream here, and there's another stream crossing. I'll get to that in a second. Here's one stream crossing here. Then when you get to here, there is the intersection with the Skyland Big Meadows horse trail that comes down through here. Okay, then you continue on to the east. Right here, you'll see that there's these two little black dots. That's what once was the White Oak Ranger Station. I don't think that's occupied anymore. Or if it is, it's very, very rarely occupied. You'll see from the pictures that I took. And then continuing on to the east, down to this intersection right here. This intersection is with the Corbin Mountain Trail, and I didn't hike any further for a couple of reasons. One is from here to here, that's 2 miles of this one way, and then this road continues on down to Old Rag, Virginia. Well, the total length of this road is like 5 miles. So I was less than halfway to Old Rag, and of course if I hiked all the way to Old Rag and back, that's like 10 miles and a lot of elevation. So I stopped right here. Plus I've hiked this section before in earlier hikes. So I turn around and basically back to my starting point like that. I found that the two buildings here at the White Oak Ranger Station, they're pretty interesting. This is up on high ground here. There is one stream crossing here, so you're down in a valley here. This is up on high ground. And then it's not shown, oh yeah, it is right here. There's another stream that comes up through here that you end up crossing. It's not shown in, it doesn't show the blue right here, but when after it's rained, there's a water crossing underneath the road here. Now, well, let me finish up here. So this ended up being 3.9 miles and about 679 feet of ascent. So it's fairly flat. Now, let me come back to this for a second. So Skyland is up here, and then this fire road came down like this, and another 3 miles takes you down to Old Rag, Virginia. Now, Old Rag, Virginia doesn't exist anymore, so I went to the Stony Man 1929 map. Here comes that same fire road down. This is the other end of the fire road that I didn't hike. Brings you down here to this little village called Old Rag, Virginia. Now, it's interesting, they spell it all one word, O-L-D-R-A-G, but everything else that's Old Rag, they split it up. This is Old and Rag, two different words, and here's Old Rag Mountain right here. This is the summit of Old Rag Mountain right there. This area down here is called Weekly Hollow. So it was the intersection of the Old Rag Fireroad and this Weekly Hollow road, okay? And it's down in a valley here. You can see the elevation here is 3291, and the elevation here is only 1900 feet. Okay, but right there, there's a square with a flag on it. That's a school. And there was a number of other things. Let me switch over to this last piece of paper I got here. So this old village dates back to about 1750, when the first houses were built in that area. It eventually grew to where it had a post office, general store. It was a combination post office and general store. There was a schoolhouse there by about 1871, and a meeting house and a cemetery. So it was a thriving little village. The postmaster rode a horse 3 times a week over to Syria, Virginia, to pick up the mail and bring it back. So the mail to Old Rag was delivered the last leg of it was delivered on horseback. And that was the hike for today.